All right, let's jump right in. Today, we've got a really incredible story. It's all about community, sheer determination, and just how powerful education can be. So let's get into it.
So think about this for a second. How does a village literally build a future for its children from scratch? It's a huge question, right? Well, there's one community out there that's answering it right now. And they're not just talking about it, they're doing it with their own hands, fueled by this amazing vision. So, to see this in action, we're headed to Kahundwe village in Tanzania. And this isn't just some random spot on a map. This is a real community, a place with a very, very specific plan. Okay, so let's talk about their goal. And it is ambitious. We're not talking about a small change here. The whole point is to completely break a cycle of disadvantage that's held families back for generations.
So who's leading the charge? It's this local nonprofit called WOMEDA. And get this, they've been working on this mission since 2003. That's incredible. So this isn't some brand new fly-by-night idea. It's a deep, long-term commitment that comes straight from the community for the community.
And their goal is super clear. It really boils down to one key number, 100. They're building a brand new early childhood development center from scratch to help 100 young kids, that's 50 boys and 50 girls, every single year.
But why is this one center so important? Well, to really get it, you have to understand what these kids are facing. And it's not just a simple lack of resources. Honestly, it's a full-blown education crisis.
Just in Kahundwe village alone, right now, there are almost 300 little kids with zero access to any kind of early childhood education. None. Because they're in such a remote area, they're starting out already behind.
Okay, and then for the kids who do manage to get to primary school, the situation is just wow. Look at this ratio. It can be as high as 200 students to one teacher. Can you even imagine that? One teacher trying to handle a class of 200 kids. I mean, how can any real learning happen in a situation like that? It's pretty much impossible. And this whole thing, it dominoes. It's so much bigger than just what happens inside the classroom. It creates this really devastating cycle. You see, without good nutrition and healthcare, kids have poor health. Then, because they're not prepared for school, a lot of them have to repeat grades over and over. And all of this just leads to generations of illiteracy, which keeps families trapped in poverty.
But, and this is the best part, here's where the story takes a turn. The community isn't just sitting around waiting for someone else to come up with a solution. Nope, they are building it themselves. And that solution is the WOMEDA Early Childhood Development Center. And their plan is really smart because it's so comprehensive. You see, it's not just about putting up a building. It's a three-part approach. First, quality education, using play-based learning to teach reading and writing. Second, they're focused on the kids' health, with regular checkups and good food. And third, and this is so important, they're empowering the whole community, training parents and local women to become teachers. They're literally tackling the problem from every possible angle. Now, here's what's so amazing about this. This isn't just some idea, a plan on a piece of paper. The community has already poured their hearts and souls into this. The foundation, it's literally being built as we speak. This is happening right now. I mean, just look at this commitment. The village government stepped up and donated the land. The people in the community, they're contributing the actual materials, the stones, the bricks, the sand, and their own hard work to build it. On top of all that, they even secured some initial seed money from a church all the way over in Pennsylvania. That's what a true partnership looks like. So they have come so far, all on their own steam. And now they're right at the end. There's just one final step, one last push to get this incredible vision across the finish line. And finally, open those doors for the kids. And it all comes down to this one number, $15,200. That's it. That's the final amount they need to finish the building, get all the furniture in, and create a modern, safe place for these kids to learn. And that number isn't just some abstract figure. It breaks down into things you can actually see and touch. It means sponsoring a child for a whole year. It means uniforms and shoes and books. It means monthly health clinics and nutritious meals. It means finishing the classroom. Every single dollar has a real, tangible job to do. When you boil it all down, it comes back to this. This quote from WOMEDA really says it all. The goal is to empower these kids, the ones who are hard to reach, so they can be the first in their families to ever read and write. Just pause and think about that for a second. The power in that. It's generational. So, we're going to end right where we started, with a question. The people of Kahundwe village, they've done the hard work.
They've laid the foundation. They've shown their commitment. It just leaves you wondering, right? What happens when a community's incredible vision finally meets the world's support? What kind of future can they build then?